Welcome back folks. Today is Saturday, November 9th, and it's a brisk 40 degrees out here. It's drenched everywhere. We're in the depth of fall. We got these beautiful fall cherry things. I honestly don't know what they're called. We are doing some hammock camping. We're gonna get set up, gonna hike in the woods a little bit, navigate our way through a lot of this wet nastiness, get away from the road noise. We should be good. It's really wet, so I want to be careful about every move I make out here to avoid getting any wetter than I need to. It's gonna be difficult finding anything dry if we want to have any type of fire tonight, and it gets dark super early now, so time is of the essence. I think without question these pink lady apples are definitely my favorite out of all of them. Which is a big one. Somebody's target practice here. This big old grassy clearing in here. I don't want to go walking around in there. I know for a fact you will get drenched. Oftentimes in the timber patches in Iowa, you'll encounter these big cornfields. I thought I'd be a little crazy not to take it, considering how much hassle it saves us. Found like this junk pile out here. It's old. It's not uncommon to find these junk piles. A lot of times I like to see if it can be used for anything camping wise to make my life easier. Like here, some good junk here. Sounds weird to say good junk, but you might be able to salvage some of this stuff. I'm trying to determine if I think this is a suitable camp spot or not. Can't really tell. It's possible maybe there's an old road here at one point. Somebody owned this land and later donated it or sold it, which then became public land. But yeah, there's a ton of junk. Huh. It really may be true what they say. One man's junk is another man's treasure. Especially when you're out here camping. I mean, you can use a lot of this for very unique purposes. Especially when you don't have anything like cordage, you know. All of a sudden you got a bunch of cordage here. That stuff. Water heater. Could turn that into a tank. It's probably leaking though, considering its age. You know, old washer dryer there. Quite a bit of junk out here. Maybe that was a part of a washing machine at one time, a dishwasher perhaps. Who knows? But this is a really good clearing. See how sneaky these hunters can be. Look at that big old... Here, you probably can't see this. Let me get closer. I don't feel like climbing that today, or I'd show you guys the view from up there, but you can see why he liked it. Very open here. This probably is where I'm gonna camp, really. I just kind of want this to be a relaxing, chill, get some fresh air type of thing. This is supposed to be my day off from my workout, so I'm not trying to sit here and hike 10 miles or nothing. Looks like it was just set up. Just set up. Can't possibly have been up for that long. I think I found it. I really like this tree, and I really like this tree right here. This tree is arguably dead, I think. No, it's probably still alive, but it doesn't look too healthy. Might be an ash tree. I mean, we also have this tree to this tree, so plenty of options out here. And what is this? Huh. Obviously was something up here at one time. God, there's another ladder out there. I think I'm going to test this tree out right here This is quite a stretch. This is where this ends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right here. We'll see if that fits. These trees actually ended up working fairly well, so let's sit down. Yeah, that's almost textbook, because when you're in a hammock, you really don't want to fall that far if something happens. So I have about a foot that I'd fall. Not too bad, right? So always make sure you have a good amount of clearance, at least a foot of clearance before you ever try to sit in your hammock, or you could pop a hole in it. That actually happened in one of my videos, by the way, and that night did not end up well, and we might go up one more notch, but this is pretty much where we're gonna stay. This is perfect. There's nothing above me, so we're gonna have a good night. We're gonna cook and we're gonna get a fire started. So that's gonna be my next priority, is getting the shelter finished and getting a fire started pretty much ASAP. I'm gonna go see if I can use any of that junk from over there, see if I can do something with it. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know, but we're gonna try. See if we can make our lives easier with some of it. For me, I think the next most important thing to set up is gonna be the hammock tarp. So I'm gonna get a tarp over this right now before any more rain comes in, because we don't want this hammock getting wet. So I'm gonna get worked on that now. The next clip you see will be a tarp over this hammock. All right, that certainly took a hot minute, but I did get it up, and the hammock's well covered now. Very well covered, actually. Yeah, it's actually one of the better jobs I've ever done. Okay, now I gotta get the underquilt set up, because I'm not using a sleeping pad tonight, so I need an underquilt. Okay, I got the underquilt set up. It's this thing. It's rated for 40 to 60 degrees, so it should be plenty. Overnight lows in the 40s tonight, so we'll be plenty of warm with just that. I'm excited to try this. It's a hammock organizer. I've never used it before, so I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna get it set up now, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, guys, so check this out. I think you're gonna like it. It took me a second to figure out this hammock organizer. It took me a couple minutes, but I think I finally got it. I'm gonna show you how to do it now. It's kind of ingenious how it works. It's really easy to use. I broke my GoPro head mount, so I'm just holding my GoPro with one hand, so bear with me while I demonstrate. But we take this end, and you can see the end there, right here. I'm gonna go around the tree, gonna drop that, around the tree here. Gonna pull some of that extra slack out. I'm gonna grab this piece, slide it up, and now I'm gonna hook it. See how it's hooked there? Now I'm just going to pull. I can't really pull and hold the GoPro at the same time, but I'll try. Kinda neat. Easy. Turns out those stink bug things like my blanket. Get out of here. That's my blanket. Get out of here, would you? All right, let's get this blanket in. All right, that was quite the ordeal, but I finally have it all set up here. See, we're definitely getting some rain still. Nothing crazy, thankfully, because we're gonna try to get a fire going. I'm gonna go over to this junk pit. We're gonna see if I can salvage any junk. It's just right over here. It's such a beautiful fall day. Even though it's so gloomy out, it's still really gorgeous. I love the way all these leaves are falling. It's just really pretty. It's gonna get dark. Sunset's at 4:59, so really short days right now. So we're kind of hustling. See if we can use any of this. Since we're racing the clock here, it's about 3:30. Our main priority is finding any dry firewood. I believe my best bet is going to be finding something that's standing and dead. Easier said than done, but there's quite a bit of it around here. I try to be respectful. I don't try to start giant fires and I basically only use what I need and nothing more. So don't want to start chopping down trees and that stuff. We'll see if we can find anything leaning. Take a look around. See what we can come up with. I see a lot of stuff, so it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Hopefully, it's very wet. I have a feeling this here should provide some pretty decent firewood. So I'm gonna start cutting this up. Just finished chopping some firewood up, looking to see if I can find anything a bit more dry. I'm also gonna see if I can get stuff for a fire ring at the very least around here. Would be nice. That was actually kind of wild. I did not expect that. I feel like I saved that tree. I saved this tree's soul from having some giant weight pressing on it. For how long? I bet that was like, imagine getting your back popped and it's just the best pop you've ever had in your life. Times 10. I think that's what that tree felt like the moment that weight was finally lifted. What a great feeling. What a great feeling. Got a ton of camp chores done. Sunset's almost here. We don't have hardly any light left. Our fire's going well. We're gonna start cooking soon. I got plenty of firewood. That tree that I basically took off of that other tree gave me plenty of wood here. Plenty of wood. So I'm gonna start chopping it up. You might be able to tell, but it is starting to get dark. It still looks light on this camera, but it's definitely not going to be very long till it's nightfall. But we're okay. We got this fire. I was hoping to have the stakes out by the time it got dark so you could actually see, you know, the details, and it just makes for a much better viewing experience to have light outside. But I'll try the best I can to still make it look good. We'll see. Probably won't. It might though. Got this tent set up. We're all chill over here. Tent, hammock. Excuse me. Glad I got that tarp on it because yeah, it's definitely rained a little bit. Should be good to go. I think we're gonna be good to go. I'm gonna get a little bit more firewood and continue using what little daylight there is remaining. It is gonna be dark super soon. It's barely even 5 o'clock, a little past 5, so let's get a move on. I'm sure you can really start to see how dark it is now. We're gonna be in for a long night here. It's only about 5:15, so we got about 5 to 6 hours before I'm planning on going to sleep. So if I were wise, I'm gonna turn my headlamp on, go over to that junkyard and see what I can do to find a proper chair for me, because my feet can't handle standing for 5 to 6 hours. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of wood on that fire and go see what I can find. This is looking like a pretty decent candidate. There's an actual chair here. Interesting. Basically, we're playing the waiting game now. I'm just sitting here by the fire, waiting for coals to develop. Fire's pretty warm. It's keeping me toasty for the most part if I lean in close, but to be honest, it's so windy, most of the heat just gets blown away. I don't really have a way to redirect it at me, which would be amazing, but we're making do with this. It's not too bad. Could be much worse. At least I got this nice little fire ring to contain everything. I mean, that really does help a lot to be able to contain those coals, because I've noticed fires, they kind of evolve over time. They just have a tendency to want to move and spread and morph kind of all around if you don't really contain it in that one ring. I've only noticed that because it's on time lapses sometimes. Shouldn't be too long. We'll be able to get some good food going here. I got a charcoal steak. That's gonna be amazing. I got some bacon. That's gonna be amazing. I brought some chicken noodle stuff. That's gonna be amazing. Yeah, I'll show you that. That's pretty interesting. I'm hungry too. I can't wait to get started. Yes, the heat's finally feeling nice. I think the wind's died down a little. I saw these in the store and I thought they'd be pretty good. They're called Goodles Twist My Parm. Asiago and Parmigiano with spirals. 14 grams protein, 7 grams fiber, 21 nutrients. Look kind of good, so I'm gonna give it a try. Let's cook it up. I also got some steak. I know it just looks like a white piece of paper to you, but there's steak in here. It's gonna be delicious. I think we're gonna start the night off with some classic bacons. We got some water boiling there, or we just put it in. It's gonna boil soon, and we got our bacon cooking there. Ooh, it's gonna be so good. Can't wait. Things are moving right along here. We've got the bacon cooking on this mini stove. Cooking very well now. We've got that roaring to a boil. So that means we're ready for our goodles. That is looking good. Got my steak cooking in that bacon juice. The ribeye, I should say. Yeah, have it going on over here, folks. I have it going on right now. I'm living life. I can't wait to eat. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat this bacon as an appetizer. That's gonna be the most delicious part. Ooh, that smoke. Oh my God. I keep getting bombarded by the smokes. Sorry for the poor lighting. I have to get some to fix that. A lot of my gear's starting to break. I'm gonna start devouring this while the rest of my beef ribeye wrapped with bacon cooks, and I can't wait because I'm starving. Woo-wee, baby. I would say that is El Dono. And this is so creamy and delicious. I'm mowing it down right now. The steak is done, folks. I already took a bite of it and it was absolutely delectable. So I'm gonna dig in, enjoy, catch y'all in a few. Holy smokes, folks. I am practically comatose after eating all that mac and cheese, the entire beef sirloin filet, a couple slices of bacon, but feel good. Feel good. It's gonna be a good night's sleep here. It's quiet, really quiet. It's nice. There are a couple of moments where I think, oh my God, is there somebody there? Because like a tree falls or something's blowing, whatever it is. But other than that, it's been very, very chill. It's about 45 degrees out, so nothing too cold out here. For November, it's been very chill, very chill. And by chill, I mean relaxed and nice, not actually cold. If you ask me, I think it's about time for a little treat right now. It's Cocoa Classics Arctic White Chocolate Cocoa Mix. Cheers. That's really gonna hit the spot. I'm just gonna take in this moment, enjoy this fire, enjoy this beautiful night, enjoy this beautiful day, enjoy the beautiful weather, and just take in the ordinary, because I think it's extraordinary. Time is 7:55 in the PM, and it's becoming a long night. My back's starting to hurt, my butt hurts because this chair is extraordinarily uncomfortable and I'm basically in pain, but I am warm. The fire's nice. This little ring thing is actually pretty decent at reflecting some heat back, so it's helping quite a bit. I want to have some wood for the morning too, and I barely have any right now, and I'm about to run out. It's only 8 PM, so I gotta get cutting. What's up, guys? 9:05 PM update. I'm still just chilling in front of this campfire. Not much has happened at all. It's been an extraordinarily quiet night. No action, nothing to speak of, just pure bliss. We'll see what the night brings us. The fire's been warm, keeping me warm. It's probably about 40. Feels like maybe 30 or something. It's hard to say with the wind, but we're staying warm. We got this just reflecting heat right off of us, right off of this thing back onto me. So I'm happy. That was my last bit of bacon I just finished eating. I have some more for tomorrow for our breakfast chat session and breakfast we're gonna make, but for now we're done cooking. And that's how I clean my pans here, is I just throw them on the fire and it pretty much cleans it better than you could do by hand. So it's 9:51. Gonna be thinking about getting in that hammock soon. It's just been such a slow night that, and the truth is, it's really uncomfortable sitting here. And so for that reason, I'll probably make it an early night. Try to get up at 6:30. That would be kind of fun to have a big morning out here, like 6 to 9, just chilling at this campsite or something. I don't know, something like that. Just give us ample time for breakfast at the very least, and then we'll hike a bit and get out here. Well, folks, I'm thinking about calling it a night. It's 10:30 and I'm tired. We'll wake up bright and early, get breakfast started, sit down for a little morning chat. In the meantime, this fire is gonna go out, and we'll throw just a couple more sticks on, but no more than that. And we're going to sleep, so I will catch you when I get in that hammock. I just couldn't resist hanging out just a little bit longer to watch the rest of these logs die out. But there's just something about catching that last little bit of the fire. I really need to fix my lighting. All right, guys, the time is 11 o'clock and I am absolutely beat. I'm looking forward to a good breakfast tomorrow. Oatmeal and bacon. It's gonna be delicious. Plus some coffee and fire and some warmth, so it'll be pretty nice. It's supposed to be cold and windy tomorrow, so it should be a good time though. I'm gonna cash out for the night, hit the hay, and I'll catch y'all in the morning. Peace. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I did not wake up at the time I said I was going to. Yeah, it's about 8:40 something. I need to get up. I need to get out of this hammock. It's chilly out, so I need to just quit being lazy, bite the bullet, and get the heck out of this hammock. Get that fire started. Get some coffee going. Get some oatmeal started. And get our day started. I don't want to do this, so it's cold out. Alright. Well, I'm finally up and at 'em. I was really worried the whole night and next morning about this. The camera might not pick it up, but there's a hunter's tree there. And literally just on the other side is another hunter's tree. So I had a double whammy chance of disturbing two hunters' days today, but they never came. So typically if a hunter's gonna come, I think they're gonna come in the morning. So I don't think we're gonna have to worry about them now. So I took a risk on this too. Just straight up left my bacon sitting there. But it was so quiet last night, nothing at all came. Nothing at all. I didn't even hear a single coyote. This bag blew in the wind last night. Check this out. I suppose first order of business is let's get a coffee started like pronto, because I need it. Not quite as wet out today. It's dried out significantly, but still got that dampness to it around here, especially under the leaves. We probably have a little bit better chance of finding dry firewood now, but I don't really need any. I'm just gonna burn the rest of what I have here. Kind of just make a little fire to get warmed up. And then I'll start packing down that hammock. But first things first, we're gonna get some breakfast. We're gonna enjoy ourselves a little bit, soak in the beauty of the nature. We're in no rush right now. This fire is starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Made sure we actually got all instant coffee in here this time, so we can actually enjoy a cup of coffee. There's one scoop. Let's do 2 heaping scoops. Yeah, that's a lot of coffee. All right. That hits the spot, folks. That hits the spot right there. So for breakfast, I'm going to have some Kodiak Oatmeal Peak. Got 20 grams of protein in this and 290 calories, and it's got chia seeds, strawberries, blueberries, and it's just one of the better oatmeals I've ever found. And I thought to myself, you know what? This would make for perfect camping oatmeal. Ah, nasty. There's your bugs in my cups. Dead ones too. Gotta clean it out. Only thing I got is these leaves. Some bacon grease in there from last night. Oatmeal and bacon grease. Not quite sure on that combo. This setup has basically been unusable this entire time because the smoke will only go that way. Only go that way. It sucks. It's like I have a really hard time sitting down and enjoying my breakfast right now because I can't sit in the smoke chamber. Oh, finally it's going up. The second you sit down, it'll start going that way. Finally quit being lazy and I moved the location of my chair. So, we're gonna dig in. So yeah, what have I been up to lately? Well, I moved again. Moved to a new part of the metro to be closer to work because I was driving quite a ways every single day just to get to work. Driving about 40 minutes one way and 40 minutes back, that adds up every single day. It's pretty good. Oh my gosh, come on. Let me enjoy myself. So, had to move everything by myself. Took forever. Was an extraordinarily large amount of work, even though I only live in a studio. 374 foot square studio. But still, it was a massive amount of work. I mean, it was literally bananas how much work it took. Had to move at least 50 moving boxes up and down 2 flights of stairs, put it all in a U-Haul, and then unpack it all up and down 2 more flights of stairs, even larger ones this time. And I was just absolutely exhausted. But I got it done. Took it like another 2 weeks just to unpack everything. So needless to say, I hate moving. It was a stupid amount of work. And then it took me about another 2 weeks just to really settle in and recover from everything. You know, kind of exploring this new part of the city. And so far, it's a little bland. Like, doesn't really have much going on other than some restaurants. You still have to drive a little bit to go and do anything cool. Now another thing I'm dealing with is, you know those pyramid things in the parking lots? I don't know exactly how to describe them, but they're just like shaped like a pyramid kind of, and they're only about a foot, maybe 8 inches off the ground. They, you know, just these curves. You usually have like a tree in them or pole in them or something. Well, I got a car
And when I got this car, mind you, it was, you know, pandemic mode, and all the cars were going crazy. The used car market was just nuts. And so I ended up having to buy a new car, and I didn't really have a choice. My old car was just totaled. I mean, there was nothing I could do with that car. I wasn't going to spend $5,000 to repair a Chevy Cruze. Chevy Cruze, in my opinion, is one of the worst cars ever made. They're totally unreliable. Yeah, anyways, so I wasn't going to repair that Chevy Cruze. So I ended up getting a Toyota Camry. Because, and I'll tell you why I got a Toyota Camry. One of my first cars ever was a Toyota Camry. First one was actually an 88 Oldsmobile, gosh, what was it? I think it was a 91 Oldsmobile 88 Royal, I think is what it was called. Well, anyways, that car broke down after like 4 months. You know, I destroyed it, hot rodding it. I was like a kid, just whipping it, driving through the gravel roads, like skidding the corners, that type of stuff, going into ditches. Yeah, I did go in the ditch once with that car. Got out too and just drove right out. Counter steer, counter steer. Yeah, I still remember that one, Mike. Anyways, so that car broke, and then I got a Toyota Camry. Actually, I had another car before that, but then I ended up with the Toyota Camry. It was a hand-me-down from my mom. It was like that old grandma Camry, but it was super reliable. Like, that car just went and went and went and went and went and went and went, and it just would not die. Just super reliable, even though I took no care. I maintained it at 0, and it still wouldn't die, just no matter what. I mean, sure, you had to repair some things here and there, but like the engine itself was solid. And after I had so many problems with my Chevy Cruze, I thought, I want a car that I can rely on. And my mind went to that Toyota Camry. So I was like, okay, I'll get a Camry. Well, you know, I'm not really a huge car guy, or like vehicle guy in general, but I started researching it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy my real first car. And I realized, wow, the Camrys have changed a lot since the old days. Like, they're actually cool now, you know. So I was looking at the XSE. It's like the luxury sport edition of the Camry, and I got this Camry with like a low profile, and I didn't quite realize it, but this low profile Camry can't drive over even an 8-inch curb without like destroying the bumper, so to speak. Again, I'm not a car guy, so I don't exactly know how to describe it, but it's basically this molding at the very bottom of the bumper. It's like this plastic thing. It just cracked, and it declipped my back bumper as well. And now I have to go and get that repaired, which is super annoying. I've driven over pyramids like that 100 times in many cars, and nothing like that has ever happened. So I guess you could call me stupid. I didn't know that. I thought you could drive over it, wouldn't be a big deal. Not to diss this Camry, it just was user error. I was an idiot. We'll warm that up a little bit. So yeah, now next Saturday I'll probably go and schedule an appointment to get an estimate to repair it. Winter and fall are my most two favorite seasons to camp, and I'll be honest, like, summer is really not enjoyable for me at all. I don't like summer camping. I don't think it's fun. In fact, it's really miserable for me. There's never enough water, first of all. You simply don't have enough water. Any water you do in Iowa is dry camping, which dry camping, I didn't know this, but dry camping means you have to carry all your water with you. And so you can imagine in 95 plus degree heat with, you know, always high humidity, you start to go through that water super fast. And there's simply never enough. You can never bring enough water. And so when you're summer camping, and by the way, this is if you were like doing, I'm talking about like a backpacking type of thing into the forest. I'm not talking about go pull at a campground, because that's a whole different story. But if you're wanting to go on, like, you know, a 20-mile hike in the summer here, it's gonna be brutal. It's absolutely brutal. And so for that reason, summer hiking is just really not my favorite. I find spring, winter, and fall to be much more manageable. Not to mention the bugs. There's just way less bugs. In Iowa, there's a lot more bugs in states like this. Whereas out west, I think just kind of more arid and dry, you just kind of get less bugs. I don't know. In my experience, whenever I went hiking and camping out west, like, bugs weren't really a thing out there, it seemed like. Or maybe there was so little of them compared to around here, it just didn't feel like a thing. And so, I mean, that's another reason. Plus, you just can never get cool. You can never get cool. I like winter because, like, you know, yeah, it's cold out, but I can put on some clothes and, you know, oh, shoot. You can put on some clothes and you'll be warm. So I'm hoping to get out a lot more for winter and fall. Definitely want to take advantage of this weather. Next week is supposed to be about the same as today was. Maybe get a few test runs in before it gets really cold. We'll see how much snow we get. Heard some whistling out here. I'm not really sure if that was a bird or an actual person, but either way, I don't really want to find out. Because I'd prefer to get out of here before anybody wants to sit up shop in one of those trees. I'm going to leave that wood. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to let this fire die out here. I'll relax, enjoy this last cup of coffee, and we'll probably start tearing down. In the meantime, I'm going to go over there and start working on it. All right, this campsite is finally packed up. The time is about 10:40 something, so it's about a good time to get out of here. We've enjoyed the morning out here. This is my campsite all packed up. Typically try to leave somewhere dang near the same way I found it, minus this whole thing. It's right next to the junk pile anyway. I don't really see a difference. For some reason too, there doesn't seem to be a lot of undergrowth in this part of the woods, which is surprising. That's also what makes it so great. Anyways, we're gonna be headed out. We're gonna be saying goodbye to our fire. This is where we were camped for the day. That's where our hammock was hung, right over there. Pretty nice camp spot. I enjoyed it. It was super quiet. It was pretty much all you could ask for, so. All right, let's head out. Oh, look, the sun's come out too. It's gonna be a beautiful day. It's gonna be a gorgeous day. Oh, so we're on our trek out of here. Shouldn't take us too long. Where those deer stands are, it'd take a lot of work to get a deer out of here from there. Hope you got somebody to help you haul it. I actually find these types of things in the woods really interesting. You can tell this was split. There's a bunch of split wood out here. Just in this one pile right here. And it looks like some type of machine. And look, yeah, there's cut marks in these woods. Makes me think there used to be a road here, or something used to be here, and the only reason this wood's still dry, it's dry because it's been split open. It dries out really quick, but it's like perfect firewood. It's just weird. I don't know, I just find it weird. And there's some split wood here too.
And there's something that burnt at one time. And they could have possibly been burning something here. Or maybe this is actually what fell right here, because it looks like a lot of the earth has been removed from this spot. And potentially something fell this way, I'm guessing. Perhaps. Sure looking like that based on the evidence. These deer stands are spooky. You don't even see them until you're right up next to them. They're all lined up and down this entire corridor. I'm getting close to the entrance here. Whew, it's been a walk. I'm a little nervous. There's a dark green truck in the parking lot where my car is. Dark green trucks, in my experience, are never a good sign. I can see my car, so I'm super close. I made it back home, and just in time to crack a monster. I already cracked it. Time for a drink. That hits the spot. That hits the spot. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this fall hammock camping adventure. I appreciate it very much. And like always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.